All right, so Jared, now that we know a little bit more about your business and what your major concerns are, what we're kind of dealing with now, I want to explain to you a little bit about what ADP does. I understand that most people think we're just a payroll company, but there's quite a bit more, a pretty big, vast array of things that we really cover that help you out. So we find that there are three major objectives that a business owner faces on a day-to-day basis. First one of those is cash flow and business growth. It's pretty obvious you're concerned about cash flow. You want to grow your business. Second one of those is people management. So this is employees from hiring to firing to making sure they're happy. And then the last one of these, risk management. So tax filings, Department of Labor, IRS, that kind of stuff. So for you and your restaurant right now, what is your biggest concern? What keeps you up at night right now?
I mean, in the restaurant business, we're always worried about, our margins. And so, cash flow is a big thing for me, the bottom line.
For sure.
But then also with all the new regulations coming out, healthcare and all, that's been on my mind a lot. So I kind of say those two things.
Good, yeah. And you're right where most of the businesses are that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Cash flow and people management, we'll kind of categorize it under that. I want you to keep that in mind as we continue on and kind of evaluate where you are with your business right now so that we can apply this stuff, make sure that we can fit everything that you need. So we find that there are four major phases that every business tends to go through. The first one is the startup phase. Second one is survival. Third one is takeoff. And then our last one here, obviously success. Sitting on the beach, drinking a margarita, letting the business run itself. It's probably where you want to be, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody does. So where would you say your business is right now? What phase do you think you're in?
I don't really know exactly what differentiates the four different categories, but I would assume maybe takeoff. I mean, we've had a lot of growth.
Good.
This past year, we feel like the market's finally coming around. We've hired on like 10 employees. We used to be at about 15. Now we're at 25. So
good.
We're definitely growing. I think we're moving out of the survival and maybe take off.
Maybe take off. So you're sitting maybe in between, but you're feeling pretty comfortable right here.
Yeah, things are going up.
So, and it seems like you got a pretty good understanding of what these phases mean. Take off, like you said, you're growing, business is expanding, your income is coming in a little bit. Obviously, a lot that comes along with that, though, is that you're taking on new projects, so your cash flow is getting a little bit tightened up.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that obviously you're focused on this phase next. You want to get to that success phase. What we want you to kind of understand is that something has to continue to change in order for you to get to take off to success. Is that right? You can't continue doing exactly what you're doing right now to jump up one more phase.
I would assume so. I mean, right now we're just having to, with all the growth, we're having to focus on so many of the administrative tasks of like hiring employees, dealing with all those things that come along with growth.
For sure.
I would assume as you're moving up, you're just having to take that on, and really I just don't really want to focus a lot on those things, or I just don't have the time.
Right. There's a lot to do. There really is a lot to do. And so what I kind of want you to understand with ADP is that ADP doesn't just keep you at the phase you're at. We want to help you go to the next phase. We want to be able to provide you with the changes in your business that need to continue to happen for you to grow up into this success phase. And that's why we don't just want to manage your payroll. We want to be looked at as your HR team, your compliance specialists. Sounds kind of cheesy, but we kind of want to be your fortune tellers. We want to be able to see into the future of your business and find out, okay, to hit our success phase 9, 10, 11 months down the road from here, these are the things that need to come into play for you, and we want to provide you with the tools and resources to do that. So those are things like with people management, making sure you maintain your good staff, provide them with benefits like retirement plans, direct deposit, lots of different pay options, and we also want to make sure we continue to avoid risk. Obviously, having fines can affect a business quite a bit as well. So you can see that obviously every phase leads into the next one here. We want to make sure we continue to help you to jump those phases. So keep this in mind a little bit while I show you a couple statistics that will help you to put it into a bit of a good perspective as well. So first statistic here, this is actually done by Visa, credit card company. Interviewed a bunch of business owners, found that 48% of their major concern is cash flow. So obviously you've been there, you're still there a little bit where you're worried about that money coming in.
I think it's the nature of business.
Nature of
you're
business.
for cash, right?
Exactly, right. Next phase is, next statistic here was done by us, ADP. Interviewed a bunch of HR teams and businesses, which I'm assuming you're the HR team right now, right? You handle most of that stuff?
Pretty much.
58% of your time is spent on administrative duties. So that's a lot of just paperwork and hiring and firing and reporting and that kind of thing.
Especially of late.
Exactly right. What if we could take that 58% down to 20%? Free up 30+% of your time to be able to focus on the business. Would that affect you as a business owner?
That'd be huge.
Help your business to grow quite a bit, right?
I don't know about growth, but at least relieve some of that stress that I have.
For sure. Relieve pressure, which is where you want to be. You want to be loving your business. The next statistic, this is pretty surprising. Department of Labor actually did this study, found that 7 out of 10 businesses are out of compliance. Pretty big deal. We want to make sure that you're not one of those 7. We want to keep you in compliance. And then the last one, obviously, deals with success and kind of all the phases here. 1 in 4 employees, this is done by the Harvard Business Review, 1 in 4 employees will leave their job this year if they find greener pastures. So like I mentioned, these all tie back to what your main objectives are right now. You want to continue to grow your business, you've got to keep your employees happy, you've got to make sure that you're in compliance, and we want to free up some more of your time, make you enjoy your business. So kind of going along with this, what we want you to view ADP as is basically popping these little roadblocks in the way of your business backtracking. It's very possible for you to get to the success phase and jump right back to takeoff because of a fine or you lose employees that are key, that kind of thing. So these roadblocks right here that ADP provides for you are going to prevent you from actually moving back a step, which I think is pretty valuable for every employee.
Absolutely.
So in summary, there are 4 main areas, obviously, that we want you to focus on with all of this. Cash management we help you with, employee benefits, compliance. And this is a big one, innovation and integration. Our products are very easy to use and very, very easy for you to get traction on. And we're constantly evolving, making sure that we're on top of everything so that you guys are happy. So what do you think about all this? Does this change your view of ADP and what we can do for your company?
Yeah, I mean, originally I thought you were just a payroll person coming in, giving me another option for payroll. I was pretty hesitant. I mean, I've been pretty set in my ways and things have been going okay, but really realizing everything else that you have to offer, it sounds pretty good.
Good. So obviously we want to be able to get you on board as fast as we can with this stuff. And one of those things is getting you integrated with our new solutions and everything like that. As far as you right now, what are you doing to enter payroll? You mentioned you're just doing QuickBooks?
Yeah, QuickBooks. I mean, it was great in the beginning because, small business and all, but we've had a lot of growth, so I don't know if it's the best solution.
Exactly, right. We want to make sure that you can take advantage of our products and make sure that you're very, very happy with it. I know a lot of people, and this may be something that will come into play for you, are a little bit concerned about it being a bit of a hassle to switch from a product that you're used to what our product is right now.
I mean, I had mentioned that before. My main concern is I've been in business for 8 years, and 8 years I've used QuickBooks.
Exactly.
I'm kind of stuck in my old ways. Call me old-fashioned, maybe traditional, but
right.
I don't like change.
Yeah.
I think learning a new system is going to be a huge hassle, and I'm almost more likely just to stay with QuickBooks because I know it. It's easy. Payroll takes me 45 minutes. It's down to a routine now. Yeah. So that's probably a big concern.
For sure, and I can definitely understand where you're coming from. A lot of business owners, when you've got a system that works, it's a little bit scary to think of trying to switch to something else amidst what you're doing right now. To put it in perspective for you, let me just show you this quick testimonial. This is from a customer of ours who is dealing with actually a very similar situation to you. He owns a restaurant as well. And this may help you understand a little bit more about our products right here and how easy it is
to have switched over
make
to
the switch.
It saved me hours and hours and hours. And this could be hours and hours every week, and it could come out to days, a month. It's really hard to do it yourself. You really have to have great support. We're specifically taking advantage of Run by ADP, and I couldn't be a bigger fan. With the Run program, I mean, it's as efficient as can be. I come in, I go into my POS system, I pull up the hours, confirm that everybody's hours look correct, go ahead and log into Run, input my hours, and then I run the payroll. It's all paid, done, finished. It's almost impossible to screw up because it's so simple. All you're doing is typing in the people's hours. The first major factor with me.
So you can see a pretty similar situation to what you're dealing with right now, going from a very similar program as well. Does that put your mind at ease a little bit, just hearing from another customer of ours?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not. I mean, it's definitely nice that he's in the restaurant business. I hadn't even considered, you know, the implications of how easy it would be.
For
You know,
sure.
just putting in the hours in your system is that
Very easy.
Is that
Very,
as
very
easy
easy,
as
uh-huh.
it is?
Yeah, and we show you the program, you know, when we go through everything with you. Super, super simple. In fact, I'll give you a little demo a little bit later on as well. Enter those hours. A lot of them are already prefigured in for your employees that have pretty steady hours. It's very simple to do it. So I wouldn't worry much about the transition. Is there anything else that would be holding you back at all from switching from your current system to working with us?
I think the main thing is just I hear ADP's pretty costly. I mean,
Right.
QuickBooks is just, you know, one-time fee during the year. It's just for the software. It's pretty cheap from what I hear. So you know, I'm going back to cash flow. You mentioned on it.
Right.
You know, it is the main focus of mine in that bottom line.
For sure. And honestly, I'll be completely upfront with you. It's going to cost you more. From the system you're currently doing, you're going to pay more to come on board with us. There is a reason why we're the biggest payroll company in the country and why we actually pay 1 in 6 Americans right now. Obviously, you've seen the tools. You've seen what it can do for you. You've seen how it can affect your business. But if that's not enough to kind of get you on board, let me show you something really quick that would help you to understand a little bit of the money savings that we can offer as well. How are you currently doing your time clocks?
Just kind of manual.
Manual, so you do the punch cards, and then
just
you'll
like
enter the hours into the system, email
not
it, or whatever.
not even a punch card. They just kind of fill out like
Fill out a card. Okay.
a sheet, and then I collect that.
Okay.
And, yeah.
So this will be actually a really good change for you. We do offer, like I mentioned, ADP. We offer a wide range of things for you guys. One big thing is that we do time and labor management as well. So we'll offer you time clocks that'll integrate completely with our Run program, to where they'll clock in, it'll send that info straight to your program. It integrates very seamlessly. But the really big thing for you is the savings. Not only from the time savings from you entering this stuff in, or an employee, a manager doing that, you save on payroll right there, costs, but also on accuracy, buddy punching, those types of things. The overall, and this is just an example, the overall time savings, your money savings on your annual return on investment is close to $2,000. Surprisingly, you invest a little bit of money for the time clocks, you save quite a bit of money in advance, or in return. So this is really good. It'll put your mind at ease as far as the cost goes, knowing that honestly it's going to pay for itself in the end, and you're going to be able to free up quite a bit of time. So what I wanted to do really quick is just customize this for you to make sure that we get you the exact right package, make sure that it falls into your spending that you're okay with right now, and get you really happy. So obviously we want your payroll tax services, your preview reports, direct deposit. We'll make sure to pop all these things into the package for you here. Restaurant calculations is big for you too. We'll help you do your FICA tip credit and all that kind of stuff, which will obviously free up a lot of your time. Oops, not do that one. As far as health and benefits, you're not worried about that just yet, right? Pretty soon you will be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. We'll make sure to keep you updated as that kind of stuff comes along as well. So let's see what kind of package this designs for you. Looks like we'll get you guys on the complete payroll. So nice part about this, very customizable. It's specific to your business. It's going to keep you very happy. So as far as payroll, when's your next payroll that you're planning on running? Is it this Friday or is it next?
Next Friday.
Next Friday? We can definitely get you on board there. Let me just grab a few pieces of information from you, and then we can get all your files or all your things inputted and everything ready to go. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
Great.